first, I want to focus on the crisis in Texas because accountability in America is dead. And the catastrophic failure of leadership in this nation is steering us towards a collapse of such epic proportions it will make the end of the Roman Empire look like a mild fall from grace. Now, this week alone, we witnessed no less than 30 Texans freeze to death while the junior senator for the state of Texas, Ted Cruz, hopped on a plane to take a 5-star vacation in Cancun. Because apparently, in his opinion, it's perfectly appropriate to monitor the body bags filled with people who actually voted for you live from the beach with a martini in one hand and a good book in the other. And then we watched in bewilderment as the people at the state level directly responsible for the busted pipes and the frozen corpses got on TV and play their own blame game on the failure of wind turbines. Now, let's be perfectly clear here. 4.5 million people in Texas lost access to power. 12 million people are currently under a mandatory order to boil the water to ensure that the H2O coming out of their faucets doesn't kill them. 500 people in Houston, Texas alone were hospitalized for carbon monoxide poisoning because they were forced to drag barbecue grills into their home for heat or die. This isn't a third world country we're talking about. This is Texas, the 9th largest economy in the world, larger than even Canada. And this disaster didn't happen because the wind stopped blowing. It is because the people we entrusted to prepare for the uncommon yet inevitable tragedies of life fell asleep on the job. Meanwhile, here in New York, the void of leadership may be even worse, if that's even possible. Governor Andrew Cuomo continues to triple down on his own big lie that at this point is possibly the only thing keeping him out of prison. While his own senior officials have admitted that they purposely lied about the deaths of seniors in nursing homes to the federal government to maintain his Emmy Award-winning New York Times best-selling facade, Cuomo maintains that he did nothing wrong. In fact, the man who famously said, "Blame me, put the blame on me," at the height of the lockdowns now believes that the families of the grandmas and grandpas that died should not be mad at him, but rather the people who have called him out for the lie itself. Now, all of this is horrifying, but if we're going to be honest, it's only possible because we, the people, allow it. Because the uncomfortable truth is that we are participants in this blame game mirage, whether we recognize it or not. We're the architect of our own misery when we blindly defend Senator Cruz's spring break escape simply because we like his politics or because he stood toe-to-toe with our guy, President Trump. You don't have to hate Ted Cruz to simply say, why aren't you on the front lawn of the White House asking Joe Biden the obvious question? Where in the world was FEMA? And why haven't you treated Texans with the fierce urgency that they deserve? That's the job, showing up. And if being present doesn't matter, if being remote is just as powerful as showing up in person, then why are you so tired of working from home? Why are we so furious that our children have not been returned to the classroom? And why, when we decided to impeach a president in the middle of COVID, did we demand that those votes be cast in person? I'll tell you why. Because showing up matters. But before we can demand that our leaders show up for us, we have to be willing to show up for ourselves and hold those jokers accountable. Because otherwise, we get the failed leadership that we